All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We're running a couple minutes late, but I just want to make sure people know that we're ready to go. So my name is Debbie, and I am the founder of Icing Images. So I am the boss. Okay, yeah. Woman-owned business, 24 years we've been in business, which is awesome. Yay! And because of that, we are considered the experts in edible tech. Edible tech includes printers. It can include a Cricut that uses the food safe supplies, and then all the supplies that go with it. So it's not just about the printer. It's about what else can be used with it to be really creative. And that's what we try to do. We're very active in our Sugar Art community. We sponsor a lot of events, hence this one. You guys like your bags? Those blue bags for the VIPs? Yay! Okay. We are known for our quality and our service. And we won many awards for that because that's what we specialize in. It's our job. My mom taught me well, okay? And she says, make sure you take care of your customers. And in tune, you guys do all that too. So in a sense, your customers are my customers, and that's kind of what I think about. I think about the smiles on the faces and celebrating. Celebrating is amazing. That's what they do, even in the Depression, which makes, we just did COVID, so we people still celebrated. They just changed their celebrations. So for whatever reason, my cheat sheet right here isn't showing up. I'm going to talk briefly about edible printers, the traditional ones that we all know that use the Canon printers, because not all, you got to make sure it's the right choice for you. In other words, if you're not printing enough, like maybe you're printing, once a month, then you don't want an edible printer because you need to succeed with it. And just like cars, printers need to be run. And because we're using edible inks in all our printers, you can't put the chemicals in them that the regular printers have, so you will get clogs no matter whose edible ink you're using if you don't use it. So if you come to our booth and you're talking to us, you'll hear us ask certain questions. And we're doing that because we want to make sure you are getting the right fit for you, okay? And even if it means no printer at all, okay? We have 6 different types of edible paper. All our printers print on all 6 types. So even if when we're talking about the blue printer, the food printer, it can print on that paper for you, which is nice because sometimes you need a clear edible paper and you have to print on it, and you have the blue food printer, you want to be able to print on it. You need to get clear. So we actually have a clear edible paper, okay? We have edible papers such as Flex Frost that create instant lace. Awesome stuff. And you can see all this at our booth. There's several, I needed to switch screens. And there's so many options, and to sit about, that's like a whole talk in itself. The edible printer, the traditional edible printer does have limitations because they need the paper to print on, okay? Now, it is a less expensive version than our blue food printers, which is great if you're trying to get in the door. You're not quite there. Not everybody is, okay? But it costs more in the long haul because you have to buy the consumable items. All right, let's see. So as I said, been in business for 24 years. And my dream was to put together a printer that was built specifically for edible printing. And so in doing so, I got to work with an engineer. He had the base of a printer, and I said, I need to do this. 1, not use cartridges, okay? Because cartridges are expensive. And even in our cartridge printers, that's where the bulk of your cost goes. So we don't use cartridges. We use tanks of ink. It saves you money. That's what was a big deal to me. I want something that's going to be there are several different things. I'm going to go through each one. But the opportunity for me to use my expertise to, I need to move this because I'm going to fall flat on my face, and that'll be funny. So the opportunity to put something together for you to do your job better was so critical to me, all right? There's many things, so we're going to go into the blue printer. The blue printer is a printer that prints directly onto food. What that means, it's not just about the cookie. It's not just about the cake or the macaron. It's about, like, let your mind go. We print on tortillas. We print on wet royal icing. And that means you can make sprinkles that are custom because you can pipe out your royal icing on our printing bed, and while it's wet, you can print on it, and you can have logoed sprinkles. I mean, that's just like so cool to me. You can print on tortillas, crackers, gummy bears, M&Ms. We don't use any trays. Isomalt, if anybody uses Isomalt, you can print on that. And so it's like the sky's the limit. If you can put it on our bed, and they're all within, all the items on there, doesn't matter the shape, are all within 5 millimeters of one another, you can print on it, okay? May need a little cornstarch if it's like a weird texture, but you can print on it, and it's beautiful. Our printers come in 4 sizes, okay? They come in little blue, which fits on the countertop. The pioneer into the blue community is big blue. It is my favorite. XL, which is twice the size, and then we have a mega one, which is huge. These are production ones. But little blue is actually starting with you have that print bed, a quarter sheet bed, printing bed. So anything you can fit on that will print. You go to big blue, it's a half sheet. So you have a half sheet tray. Anything you can put on there, you can print. The reason why I like big blue is because it's only $250 more than little blue, and you're getting twice the print bed space. So people who talk to me, Marissa over at the Sweet Chalet right here, they were looking at the little blue because of space, and she told me what she was going to do. Like, sweetheart, you got to get the big blue. We don't have space. It is big, yes. When we tell you everything it does, you'll get, oh, that makes sense. Okay. She made the space for the big blue and has never looked back. She says, Deb, you were right. Okay. Because for $250 to go twice the printable area, to me, is a no-brainer because your businesses will grow with this. Now, here's some of the amazing things about us. We use 4-color processing. When any brochure or anything that you pick up, menus, what you're looking at right there in your lap, your brochure, uses 4-color processing. You need black to make black. Otherwise, you're not going to have a crisp color. So, for example, let me ask you this. Who here makes royal icing? Okay. Yeah, lots of you. How do you make black royal icing? Yeah. Sorry, wait. Yeah, you mix everything you have together because you're not going to waste all the royal icing that you already have, and then you add black. You need black to make black. So we have 4-color processing. Here, catch. Ah! Oh! He was looking away. But that's why you'll see these crisp, clear colors and true, real blacks, like that. Transfers into true photo quality, where you get those true skin tones that are sometimes hard to get, okay? So we do not skimp on our black. You look puzzled. Do you have a question? Okay. All right. Something else that's important is we use tanks. So when you get your printer, it's going to come with 12 ounces of ink of each color. Now, it takes about a year before you go through all of that, sometimes more. It lasts a long time, okay? And so you pour the ink in, you go through training, and that kind of sits there, and it works and works and works and works. When you change the ink out, all 4 colors are only $168 for all 4 colors. Okay, what does that mean, okay? There's a case study we have. I have a customer that's out in California. She has 4 of the stadiums in her area. She prints 7 days a week, 600 cookies. Constant. For whatever reason, she poured half her ink tank in. You know, I don't know why. But it took her, for the 12 hours, sorry, I'm like, oh, I ate too much, and now I had a cookie, and now I'm like, okay, I'm going to sleep. When she was printing, she printed approximately 117,000 cookies. okay? And that's like out of this ink, which is amazing. So what does that mean? We did the math, okay? And it came out to approximately 0.00142 cents per cookie. So your ink is no longer a consumable cost. I don't really count that, which is, to me, it's like a no-brainer. Okay, so you're not buying costly cartridges, and you're using this bulk ink, and it'll last. Most of our people, after a year, they might need to refill. That's kind of what we're running into. And these people are printing. To give you an example of some of the cookies and cakes we have, these are all real customers. I pulled them all off our Facebook page. They're using cookie cutters to give you the exact shape, and then they're able to actually pinpoint the printing down to the exact shape. And you can see that from the picture. Our colors are vibrant. You can print on marshmallows like we have for some more kits, and the graham crackers. You make a little s'mores kit as wet party favors. You're going to sell them for about 15 bucks a piece, and people will buy them. Okay. I'm going to show you some. You can see the M&Ms. We don't use any trays. If you come over, we have a Mentos because we didn't pick up M&Ms, and it doesn't wiggle on the tray when you're printing. All right. You can put different shapes and different sizes. The bottom left corner, I had to turn around, okay, is a nativity cookie set that one of our customers made. They're all different shapes and sizes. She hit them dead on and made those kits. All right, so let's switch to this one. I was talking about royal icing transfers. There's the sprinkle mix. She did Santa Claus and snowman and reindeer, but you can also do logos, which is, to me, is pretty amazing. You can do cakes and cookies. You can print your own cookies because when you print on these, the black ink doesn't smear, okay, which is really nice. And let me just show you this real quick. So this is a cookie. It's traveled with us for several shows, probably for a year now. And you can see that Little Mermaid, or the mermaid, I should say, is on here, printed perfectly like a coloring book. Behind it, you see a beach scene. And that's printed on our smart sheets. Our smart sheets can go in and out of the refrigerator, freezer. Water doesn't bother it much. So that becomes not only your pretty background, but it is your paint palette, which is amazing. Another $15 for this going out the door. It's costing you pretty much nothing, which is great. And so you can see how it prints on those shapes. Let's go ahead and move. All right, so as I said, different shapes and different sizes. You can see in that example that they have several different sizes, several different images, and they're able to print on it and pretty much walk away. You don't have to monitor it when it's printing. You can set the template up to print any way you want and just walk away if you can, because it is distracting. Okay, you're going to want to watch it and let go do something else. If you're doing cookies, as I said before, you can print a royal icing when it's wet. You ice your first batch of cookies, you print on them, you start doing your second batch. That one comes off, you put it in the rack, you add the next one right back onto your template. Okay, so it becomes production, which is nice. It saves you money. You can use the cookies as if you're selling them, you can lower your costs by offering all the printed cookies, and then decorating a few in between with your art. Okay, and then it looks like you can buy this package, and it's taking you less time. You're not staying up till 3 in the morning typing a cookie to look perfect. All right, here's another example. We have Susan Trianos, who's running around here somewhere. She's a judge, so I'm not sure where they have her. She printed the cake board. She covered the cake board with fondant, and she printed that cake board. She then rolled out her fondant, and when she rolled out her fondant, she then printed on that. She cut the fondant down to size, and then she wrapped that around the cake. And then she printed right on top. Yes, sir? The board? Okay, so we have 4 different, you're right, I did not say that. I talked about it, but I didn't. Okay, so we have several different printers, as I said. Little Blue is a quarter sheet. So anything you can fit on that quarter sheet. So you think of quarter sheet Pam. Okay? Big Blue is a half sheet. XL is a full sheet. And Mega, which is a huge production printer, has a 30 by 40 sheet bed, which prints more than 2 sheet cakes. we have Big Blue over there. That's my recommended one. It's at the sweet spot for most people. Some people need bigger. The Little Blue was created because people wanted something smaller, so it fits on a countertop. It's $250 less, okay? And so it's like, make the space, go for it. You know, it's not much more money. All right, that's very good. Thank you for asking the questions because I skipped. Now, Susan Trianis, who does have her printer, she says this: the Blue printer has revolutionized my business. It allows me to print directly onto cakes, cookies, fondants, and even cake boards like we just described. Personalizing orders even last minute is now effortless, and the colors are vibrant and accurate. I appreciate the flexibility to design in any graphic program, and I'm going to talk about that next, and the service is exceptional. The printer is an excellent investment and the easiest printer I have ever used. And she did use the paper printers before. She had that before. Okay. Next, actually, I'm going to skip that for now. I want to talk about the laptop that is included. We include a laptop with all our printers because who loves Windows 11? No one. Okay, Windows 11, they have a problem, they send out the patch causes more problems, okay, and then people, they don't know what to do. Because if everybody let's say you all buy a Blue, and you all have your different laptops, and you all have different versions of Windows, and you all have different security, how can we help you? We can't. So we include that laptop right in there. It's loaded with the programs that you need to use. And if there's a problem, we're usually ahead of you and know about it. First, we're able to secure the patch because we have a lot of engineers that we work with, and we're able to get to you usually before you even know you have a problem. Not always. Sometimes they hit us really hard, okay? The laptop, let's talk about the software. You can use any graphics program you would like to use to design it. So you can use Canva, which is huge. Love Canva. Procreate, which I've never used, but a lot of people use them. Adobe, any of those Adobes. You just have to have a JPEG in the end, and that's easy to do. In the laptop, and you can do that on your laptop or wherever you want to do it, but once you get to, okay, I need to create a template, that comes out of the laptop that we have sold you with a printer. I am sorry, I'm dragging. Okay. So it makes it very easy. The templates, some of our customers even will create them in Canva and then just go literally plop the whole thing right into the template program and print right away. It's very easy. All right. We have so that makes it, to me, I like it because I think a lot of the learning curve is in the graphics, and most everybody nowadays uses Canva or something of the like. Now, how do you learn how to use this? We have coaches. We got awesome coaches. Our head Blue coach is Lori. She is in that group. She is an actual decorator and has done probably everything in the world revolving decorating, baking, everything. And she's an amazing resource that we have, as well as other trainers. The trainings are 2 hours long. You have up to that time. Not everybody uses that. It kind of depends on how much you start talking because you're excited, which sometimes is a problem. But she tries to keep you on task. They're recorded on your laptop, which means you have it to refer to. So you always have that initial training, which is, to me, it's invaluable. Because for me, it's the site, that gets it. I'm forgetting something. I know I am. I don't even know what it was. I've talked too much today. The what? The coaches. I just talked about the coaches. What? I talked about the coaches. Yeah, okay. All right, so does anybody have any questions? And I know you got them. Because I feel like, oh my gosh, no, yes. He's trouble. And they have the most amazing fondant. It's brand new. Go over and taste it. And gum. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. All right, any questions? Oh, yeah, sorry.
So for the laptop, is it hardened? And when I say hardened, it's just you're able to use the program, or can you browse the internet, download something, and then transfer to?
You can pretty much use the laptop for other things. We caution people because we don't want anything crazy on there, because we don't want it to interfere with the laptop, with the general sense. But no, it's open. Yeah, so you can pull things on or whatever. So, yes, ma'am. Yeah, so because you have the blue coach, who's amazing, as I said, or there's several of them, you can refer back to them and say, hey, I'm taking off. What do I do? We can't promise you anything, but we have not yet had a problem where somebody left for a period of time. They did what they were told to do. That's the most important thing. Our coaches do know what they're talking about. Listen to them, okay, and it works. So yeah, so it usually, we've had people do that without any trouble. Okay, but that's a very good question. Thank you. Yes, sir. No, you can ask as many questions as you want because I guarantee you somebody else is thinking it.
Obviously, it's an investment, and I'm already calculating the ROI on this, which is great.
Yeah, thank you.
What's the warranty?
Okay, warranties. Thank you. I skipped that too. I'm like, whoo. Okay, last day is like a doozy. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so warranties. There's a standard 1-year warranty on the machine. Okay, the print head, it is not warranted because it's a consumable part. We do have warranties like extended, full coverage, where you could ship it back. You don't want to do any of those because it's not worth it. I know, isn't that a weird thing? We have these extended warranties because we were asked for them. But if you were to come to me and ask, should I get this? I'll say no, because I know how the machine is put together. I know what goes wrong with the machines, and I know how easy it is to fix if there's a problem. So what happens when Icing Images gets any product, it comes to me first. I am not a decorator, okay? I think about everything that somebody could possibly do with this printer. So I literally take the whole thing apart. And I did it on our ping pong table. Okay? And then I'm like, okay, well, let me put it back together. I do stuff that people shouldn't be doing, okay? And I got it back together. I got to see the insides. It's a big machine. There's a lot of airspace because everything works on those cards. Cards are easily replaced. The machine itself is like made of the steel, not going to break, okay? Even if you have to replace a print head, you get guided through it. It's not hard, okay? So don't buy the warranties. You're betting that it's going to, You're betting it's going to fail, and I'm betting it won't. I know enough that I don't like them, so, but we'll do them. We'll do them, okay? We haven't had to replace a machine yet, and the things that go wrong are so minimal, it's crazy, and they're always adjusted. So we keep learning from it, okay? Any other questions? I know I'm forgetting something else. Yes, ma'am. I don't remember all the ingredients, but we have them available for you. That's a good thing. Actually, I'm going to talk about this for a minute, okay? Edible ink, no matter what printer you have, is the most important ingredient on the success or failure of any printer, okay? So it's something I take seriously. I am an edible ink geek. I know all about the colors, how to make them better, but there's a fine balance on making sure that they work well together and don't clog or whatever, okay? Again, 24 years of experience. I'm constantly have ink all over me. Our inks, they not only are, she's gonna pass out some cookies, and these were printed in our booth just a few minutes ago. Our inks, we are registered with the FDA, so of course everything is 100% edible, all of that. We have our license through, it's actually in Virginia, it's the Department of Agriculture, like a health department. And we are also kosher, OU certified, which is the highest level of kosher you can get. Okay, great, you're FDA approved. Quite honestly, FDA has come in less than 5 times to my business in 24 years. My health department, they've come in under 10 times. What's the most important, and I'm not Jewish, but I understand it, is that it's OU certified because that rabbi comes in unannounced every month. And he knows what's supposed to be in there and what's not. And so he's double checking it. I wanted the accountability. I pay a lot of money to get it. And I get a visit from my rabbi, who's almost family now. I know about his wife, but he comes in, even through COVID, we had to walk him around our facility on the phone. He's like, okay, turn left. Okay, here we are going through that. So very, very important question. The actual ingredients we have them, so we can give them to you. I just don't have them memorized. Most inks are made out of the same things. Yeah. It's a very good question. Yeah. And I unfortunately, I don't have them memorized. I kind of can tell you the color numbers and kind of tell you some of the ingredients, but I won't be accurate because I don't memorize them. But we have them, so that's fine. Please definitely check it out. Any other questions from everybody? I know you got them. You got a question, don't you? You're afraid to ask it? You! Yeah. You're like all excited. Anybody have any other questions? What do you think about the colors on the cookie? You're amazing, yeah. And that's experience, guys. I've been around forever. You have a question, Emily? You always have questions.
Maybe I missed it, but is there any flavor
No. Yeah, and as you guys are eating them, turn them upside down to taste the inks, if you want to. There you go. That's a good question. Yeah. There you go. Good. Yeah. Okay, so I went through some of them. You can print on, and I'll forget half of them. Basically, anything that's flat. Isomalt, we printed on gummy bears. We printed on M&Ms, all the candies. We printed on fondant, royal icing when it's wet or when it's dry. These were printed on when they're dry. Okay, so the quality actually even gets better than that when they're on a wet royal, which is amazing. You have a question? Yes, sir. Yes. These are mom and pop cookies. Very good question. All right, so I need to plug them. You can tell.
This is the biggest issue for me as a decorator.
Yeah. Great, thank you. Oh my gosh, I love this man. Okay, so, and employees are very difficult to find. Even if you're working out of your home as a cottage baker, you are up, if you're doing cookies, well, cakes too, you're up half the night because most everybody has a day job. People are starting to quit their day jobs for quality of life and doing the things that they love. But they're staying up to 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning and they're exhausted. And now what they love to do, they don't love so much because they're exhausted. This machine is actually an employee. Okay, you pay for the machine. Okay, the big blue is $42.50. All right, but think about how much it would cost to pay somebody to be in your office full time. They get no benefits. They pay no employment taxes. They are there every day. They don't call in sick, or very, very, very rarely. You're sick more than it is. Okay, and so you have that ability to hire somebody, quote unquote. Anybody can run it. All right, but these cookies, and everybody, if you've tasted them, they're good, aren't they? They're not too sweet. Honestly, they're very filling to me. I live off of these at shows. He needs to make protein ones. It's good, and they're consistent. And they come dipped already with a flat, smooth top, so you can print on these. And they're $1.09 delivered. You cannot make these cookies for less at all. So it's not to take away from your baking, for example, but if you have this huge order for me, I think business, I would actually have 1,000 of them or however many, 500 of them in my freezer. So when that order comes in for several hundred cookies last minute, hey, I need 200 cookies, I need them by Friday, you can actually get it done. You can print all 200 in one day, you have the cookies right there, and you're not losing income. Okay, it is like an amazing benefit that does not use much resource from you. So this allows you to not hire somebody because it's hard to find good employees these days. I hate to replace a person with a machine, but in this case, it's hard to find people. If you can decorate, you're going to open up your own business. You're not going to come work for him. Okay, you're not, because you can do your own thing. So it's very, very, it's such an amazing investment for you if it makes sense. Okay. Any other questions? No? Come on. Yeah. Wow. I answered all of them. And any more? You are so excited you can't stop moving.
But they told me not to buy anything. They come down.
Ah, they hunt you down. All right. Yeah. No, it's really, it is an investment. Yes, you're talking about 4250 if you're looking at the blue. It's not cheap, but when you take and you break it down, you cannot pay somebody that. Once you pay that off, if you had an employee, you're still paying them. You know, and you can hire anybody pretty much to put those cookies on if you don't want to, but you can literally bump up. All right. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am. I can't hear you. What? Yeah, regular plug, of course. Into the wall. We actually recommend, of course, that you have a good battery power saver, those things, because it's your investment. You got to protect it. And we actually tell you that. So what happens when you order these, you place your order. We have a organizer, Stephanie, who's in our booth today. She'll take your order, and then we're going to call you because shipping is very dependent on where you live, what kind of facility you have. And we want to make sure that it matches up because when we quote you for shipping, we want to get your lowest price. So if you don't have a dock and you do, you're not paying more for her dock. Okay, because you have to, if you have a dock, it depends on your business. You don't need one, but it changes the price. So we customize each one of our quotes so that you are not paying for things that you don't need in that shipment. It's our job to be a good steward with your money, and that's what we do. So Stephanie will email you information. You'll get a video talking about what's needed, so you know, hey, what size cart do I get? Okay, we have ours on just a service table. And it prepares you, you know, once it ships, they send more information out, just little videos. I made them, okay, because I wanted to make sure it was right. That's just me, okay. I want to make sure I played dumb. I'm like, you've never had this, and it's coming to your house. What's going to happen? Yeah, so you need to know, okay. You get invited to a Facebook group of owners who are amazing. They help one another with recipes. If your icing isn't perfect and you're having some strange issue, they help you. This is a nice group of people who are like family. We have 2 owners that came in because they're nearby, and you can ask them direct questions because they have experienced it, and they're not employees and they do not get paid by me. So they love it. It's kind of like a cult, but it's a good cult. Any other questions? No more? You sure? You cannot contain yourself. We do have a special. I don't discount the machines. I can't because I really get them priced properly. We can help you out a little bit with shipping. So we have $50 off if you order at the show on the shipping. Okay. Any other questions? Oh, okay. It's whole. Why are you looking at me like that? No, you. You're like, what are you going to say next? Any other questions, guys? No? No? Thank you. Thank you very much. Come by our booth, check it out. Even if it doesn't make a fit, it's so cool to watch. Thank you. Yay.